students, welcome to virtual class of Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai Education Department. I am Mrs. Akshata Kale and today we will learn English. Come on students, let us begin our lesson.
Let us learn English of Standard 6 and name of the lesson is The Merchant of Venice. Dear children, this lesson is a lengthier one. So, we will try to divide this in two parts. Part 1 and Part 2. Okay? This is Part 1 of this lesson. The Merchant of Venice. This is a drama. This is written by William Shakespeare. See this? You can see here the photo of William Shakespeare. Okay? Now, we will try to get some information about William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare, birth 26th April 1564 and death 23rd April 1616. William Shakespeare was an English poet, playwright and actor, widely regarded as the greatest writer in the English language and the world's greatest dramatist. He is often called England's national poet and the Bard of Avon or simply the Bard. Okay? Now dear children, we will proceed to the drama. Antonio. This is the character. Antonio was a merchant. Merchant means a person whose job is to buy and sell products in large amounts, especially by trading with other countries. Okay? Antonio was a merchant who lived in Venice, a prosperous city in Italy. Here the meaning of prosperous is successful or usually by earning a lot of money. Italy was a prosperous city. In those days, that is about 500 years ago, sea voyages were dangerous. And yet, some adventurous merchants, you know the meaning of adventurous, right? Willing to try new or difficult things. Okay? Adventurous merchants traveled across the seas and some others spent a lot of money in sending ships to faraway countries. These ships brought back spices and other treasures from India and other countries. The merchants sold these things in Europe. They made a lot of profit in this business. At the time when the story begins, Antonio was waiting for his ships to return with merchandise. Merchandise means goods that are bought and sold. Okay? He was waiting for his ships to return with merchandise. Okay? He had put almost all his money in the ships. Antonio was a kind man. He had many friends, but his best friend was Bassanio. Bassanio was a young and handsome nobleman, but unfortunately he had no money. Bassanio wanted to marry Portia. Portia was beautiful and intelligent. She was the only daughter of a very wealthy man. Her father had died, leaving her a large estate. In his will, Portia's father had written how Portia's husband should be selected. He had set a test for her suitors. What is the meaning of suitors? Yes, a man who wants to marry a particular woman. Okay? They had to choose between three caskets. Here you can see three boxes. These are called as caskets. Okay? One of gold, yes, and one of silver and one of lead. Each casket had something written on it. On the gold casket, it was written, "Whoever chooses me shall gain what many men desire." On the silver casket, "Whoever chooses me shall get as much as he deserves." On the casket of lead, "Whoever chooses me must give and hazard all he has." Okay? One of the Portia's suitors was the Prince of Morocco. You can see here the Prince of Morocco. He chose the gold casket. But when he opened the casket, the message inside said that it was not the right casket. All that glitters is not gold, isn't it? Another suitor, the Prince of Aragon. See this? The Prince of Aragon chose the silver casket, but that too was not the right casket. Bassanio wanted to try his luck with the caskets. To do that, he had to travel to Belmont, where Portia lived on her estate. See here, this is Venice and this is Belmont. So much distance is there, isn't it? This Bassanio is at Venice. He wanted to move to Belmont to try his luck. Okay? He needed money for that. To travel from Venice to Belmont, he needed money. When Antonio came to know this, he wanted to help the Bassanio. He told Bassanio to borrow money in his name. In his name means in Antonio's name. They went to Shylock, the Jewish money lender, and asked him for the money. Okay, see here, they went to Shylock and they asked him for the money. Shylock had a lot of money, but he was not at all generous. Yes, generous. You know the meaning? He doesn't have any helping nature. Okay? Money was all that he cared for. He did not like Antonio because Antonio sometimes lent people money without charging any interest for it. Got this? So he used to dislike Antonio. So Shylock decided to take advantage of this situation. He gave them the money on a strange condition. If Antonio failed to return the money within 3 months, Shylock would cut off a pound of Antonio's flesh. You can see here the dialogues in the picture. Yes, if you fail to return the money within 3 months, I will cut off a pound of your flesh, Shylock said to Antonio. Okay, and Antonio agreed for this and borrowed the money for Bassanio. Bassanio went to Belmont. When he saw the caskets, he chose the lead one. That was the right casket, and Bassanio won Portia's hand by choosing it. Portia too was glad to marry Bassanio. In the meanwhile, Shylock heard that Antonio had lost his ships. Okay? He was very happy that Antonio would not be able to pay the money. He took Antonio to the court and demanded that he fulfill the strange and cruel condition. The Duke liked Antonio and was sorry for him, but what could he do? Antonio had written a bond. Yes, this is a bond. What is the meaning of bond? Yes, bond means a legally binding agreement. Okay? The Shylock had a bond, and according to the law, Shylock was right. Okay? When Bassanio and Portia heard all this, they rushed back to Venice. Portia told Bassanio, pay Shylock twice the amount to save Antonio. Okay, but Shylock was adamant. What he said, I want only a pound of Antonio's flesh. He demanded that one. What he demanded? He demanded Antonio's flesh. Everyone in the court, including the Duke, felt that the Shylock's demand was inhuman. Okay, inhuman means extremely cruel or not human in an unusual or frightening way. Got this? The Duke asked Shylock to show mercy towards Antonio, but Shylock was not ready to do so. He felt that Antonio and others had treated him badly before, and he wanted revenge. Just then, a young lawyer entered the court and said, I will fight Antonio's case. He asked Antonio that, do you agree with Shylock's conditions? Antonio said that he had agreed. Then the young lawyer requested Shylock to show mercy. Though the law was on Shylock's side. Okay? The lawyer pleaded that mercy is a quality of God Himself. When a person shows mercy to someone else, they are both blessed. Mercy was more valuable than a king's crown. But all this had no effect on Shylock. Okay? Because he was a cruel man. The young lawyer then said that the law allowed you to take a pound of flesh, and he could not do that. At the same time, the lawyer warned that while cutting off the flesh, you should not shed even one drop of Antonio's blood. And he also said that you should cut exactly 1 pound of flesh, nothing less, nothing more. That would not be allowed by the law. Okay? Then Shylock realized that he could not do what the young lawyer asked for him to do, and he accepted his defeat. Antonius' life was saved. Yes, dear children, who was the young lawyer? Bassanio, and Antonio found out later that it was none other than Portia herself, dressed as a young man. Got this? Later, it was learnt that Antonio's ship were safe, and so he had not in fact lost his money. Thus, the story, which could have ended in a tragic manner, ended happily. Got this? Yes, the story ended happily. The Antonio got his money, and Antonia's life was saved from the Shylock, right? Like this, the drama or the story ended happily. Isn't it nice one? Dear children, you will get so many dramas and stories written by William Shakespeare in the library or on internet. Okay, you can go through them. Now, dear children, we know the story, isn't it? Yes, we will move to some part of the exercise. Okay, here it is asked, say whether the following statements are true or false. Yes, according to our story, we have to decide whether the statements given are true or false. Okay, we will go through them. First one, the merchant ships brought spices and other treasures from India and other countries to Italy. Yes, dear children, if you want, you can open your Balabharati textbook, page number 70. Yes, is it true or false? The merchant ships brought spices and other treasures from India and other countries to Italy. Yes, this is true. Right? Next one. Antonio had gone on a long voyage. No, he was waiting for his ship in the beginning of the story, isn't it? So this is false. Third, Bassanio was very rich. No, this is also false. He was very poor, right? Next, Portia had many brothers and sisters. Yes. Yeah, this is also false, right? Portia had no brothers and no sisters. Correct? Next, Portia's suitors choose the gold and silver caskets. Here, this is true, right? The two princes, they selected the gold and silver caskets. Next one is Bassanio borrowed money from Shylock in Antonius' name. Yes, this is true. Correct? Next, Shylock was not at all generous. He was cruel. Correct? He was not kind. So this is true. Here it is asked, here it is said, not at all generous. So it is true. Shylock demanded a pound of Antonio's flesh. Yes, this is true, right? Next one is Portia saved Antonio in the court of law. Correct. The young man was nothing but Portia, isn't it? J. Antonio's ships were lost at sea. Yes, this is false, isn't it? Antonius' ships were safe. Correct? Now, dear children, please try to read this story 2 to 3 times and underline the hard words and get the meaning from the dictionary or from the net. Okay?
Thank you very much for being a part of this lesson. Please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon to get new updated videos.